What is going on, everyone? TM24 here, and we have a negative Hitmonkey deck here to share with you today. So, in one of my more recent videos, and especially since the release of Hitmonkey, we have kind of been taking a look at some decks, and there was a Mr. Negative deck that I wanted to try him in. Now, after tweaking it a little bit, I found one that I really like. I feel is pretty competitive and does pretty well, and I wanted to share it with y'all. So, we're just going to run through it real quick. As you can see, we've only got one drop, and it's Bast, and it's just because of how well she synergizes with the rest of these cards, right? The only one that you don't really like hitting is, Jane Foster. If you hit Thor, it's okay. You're only losing 1 power, no big deal. But if she hits anything else, you're feeling pretty good about where you're at. We've got Adam Warlock for draw, of course, and Bast coming down, Adam Warlock on turn 2, just feels great. Got Angela as well, common piece, and she can also be drawn by Jane, if she is in the deck while Mr. Negative, when Mr. Negative goes off. The star of the show, a lot of the times, Hitmonkey here, especially if we get a bunch of these hopefully zero cost cards once Mr. Negative has gone off. Then Hitmonkey can go off, and we are in a really good place. We got Psylocke, of course. You'd love to get Psylocke down on 2, so you can go Mr. Negative on 3. Everyone knows how good Mystique is. Copying Iron Man, almost just feels like an instant win in most games. We've got Thor. We love Thor, especially putting Mjolnir into the deck. Miss Lady Jane Foster here, drawing him and helping us out. Getting Mjolnir, buffing up Thor just feels really good. Obviously, the deck is built around Mr. Negative, so of course we're going to have him. Now, Iron Man, we all know, if Iron Man gets hit by Mr. Negative, you basically won that lane. It just feels insane. And if you can get both Iron Man and Mystique, you're laughing. You're in a really good spot. We've got Magic to extend the game in case we don't get our draw through Jane there. And then, I know I've talked about Valkyrie quite a bit on this channel, but I do really think Valkyrie is a very nice tool to have and can even feel good in the negative decks as well. So I've got her in there. And then, our final piece, of course, is Jane Foster. So that's kind of the deck. Obviously, we're hoping to go Bast on 1, Psylocke on 2, Negative on 3, probably, Thor on 4, Jane on 5, and then dumping everything on turn 6. So that's the ideal play line if you can kit it down. Easier said than done, but it's not the only way to win. So we are going to get into some gameplay here, and let's see how Mr. Negative Monkey does. All right, we've got Psylocke. Still no sign of Mr. Negative. It's been a while since we've seen him. It looks like as of right now, we're going to go Angela Thor right into Muir Island. We do hit Jane, so that's really nice. Yeah, I like that plan. Angela Thor right into Muir Island. Limbo, so that does our work for us with Magic. There is Mr. Negative, so that is awesome. We are in a really nice position here. We could have an absolutely monstrous game, so let's just hope we don't draw Iron Man or Mystique, and we could go absolutely crazy in our last turn here. Wow, double Limbo. Bast is actually great. We can get Mr. Negative down now, and next turn we're going to be able to draw all of those zero cost now cards. So we're going to be in a really nice spot to compete here. What are they going over there? Maybe they've got their own negative deck here, potentially? We don't need to play Magic. Already getting Mystique is great. We're just going to play Jane, and I would not be surprised if they ended up just conceding right here. Yeah, that's absolutely huge. They've got to be playing some sort of a negative deck as well. That's what it looks like their hand is set up for. I don't want to give away too much what I'm doing next turn, so I think just going fairly simple here is probably the best bet. And that case, I think definitely Psylocke. Maybe we can get another draw. Psylocke, Atom, Iron Man. Give us a couple more cards. Hopefully we see Hitmonkey as well. That would be awesome. They're going with Wave. Okay, that's a very, very nice play for them. And Invisible Woman. We do pick up another draw. All right, so we're able to play 2 cards here. I think the obvious choice, of course, is getting Mystique down. Yeah, they're going to go. And we're going to take that win. I mean, that worked out pretty much perfectly. The only way it could have been better had we hit Psylocke on 2 and then negative on 3. But, I mean, look at this. Even with Wave coming down, we just had way too much. Mystique right here, and then, you know, we could have played whatever, and we were going to win that game. So that feels really, really nice. All right, popping into our next game here. We see Thor. We see Hitmonkey, Psylocke. No sign of Mr. Negative yet. Hopefully we pull him right here. That way we can just go Psylocke into Mr. Negative. Hitting Jane's not bad, but we're gonna play Psylocke anyway. We're gonna get her down. Hopefully we hit Mr. Negative right here. And if not, playing Thor is not a bad second option here. We don't like that. That is pretty good for them, actually. Well, not yet. It could be good for them if we end up, going negative, but it doesn't look like we're going to have a negative this game, so maybe we're okay with that. They are going to draw. No point in us playing Jane then. That's actually perfect. That is great. That allows us to... So next turn is our last turn with this hand, right? And we want to go Iron Man, meaning we should play both Bast, Hitmonkey, and Mjolnir. And I think we're fine doing that. Let's play Bast on the Citadel, Mjolnir, and Hitmonkey there. I feel like that's going to be a really, really nice, clean play. It doesn't really give them a whole lot other than now we are drawing a couple cards. Angela and Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a little bit frustrating. Just because they could take Asgard now, so we just have to be on the watch for that. We should have the Citadel after this, and they have basically a full hand, so I'm really interested to see what they're going to play here. Our Iron Man does come down. They're playing Shuri, so they're going to double up something on us. All right, so we could copy Iron Man. That might be the play, right? The question is, where do we copy? They're probably only playing one card, would be my guess. So I don't think they're going to take 2. Yeah, there we go. We didn't leave them with a whole lot to do, so we're going to take a nice, another clean victory right there. Let's go. Going up against Lightning here. We got Bast early, which is great. Bast is a little bit tougher to play when one of the locations is going to be locked off, just because it's only one power, so it doesn't, it feels pretty bad having that take up a spot. Now that we've hit Mr. Negative, though, it changes it a little bit, but I still feel like getting Angela down is probably the better bet here, and I'd love for Angela to survive, which looks like she is going to be doing. And I'm glad that they put armor down there. And actually, we kind of drew some of the perfect cards here, right? We've got Thor down on 3, Mr. Negative on 4, Jane on 5. Cosmo does come down. So no Mjolnir. But we know that Mr. Negative is going to survive, and we're still tied in Death's Domain. They're snapping. I'm not quite sure why, actually. I wonder if they can get into the Sanctum. But we're going to be drawing a bunch of negative cards next turn. So I don't think we worry about that. 0 comes out. That's fine. The question is, do we want to extend, or do we want to just draw? We'll be drawing 3 cards. What cards are left in our deck that are zeroed out? Iron Man, Adam, and is that it? Iron Man, Adam, and Mystique. Iron Man, Adam, and Mystique. I think we're free to just draw. And then we could play all of them next turn. There's Red Skull. That's fine. We should be drawing those 3. Look at that. That is beautiful. And now we can definitely go off on this last turn. We're going to snap right back at him. Adam, Iron Man, Mystique, Hitmonkey, and we click end turn. And let's see if we get a nice big 8-cube win right here. Danger Room is definitely a little bit scary given that, we got a 25% chance of one of our cards getting nuked here. But we should be able to win Death's Domain, all thanks to Iron Man. Yeah, they're going to get out of there. They saw what was coming, and, they were so confident off of that snap, and then they're the one to retreat. I love that. Not a better feeling in the world than making someone retreat after they snapped first. Let's go. All right, on to the next one here. It looks like we can get an early boss down. What are they giving us? Lizard. We probably won't be playing that. Ooh, boss hitting Jane hurts a little bit here, but it might still be worth it. Let's take a turn, though, because we can always play Lizard here. Actually, right in the Stark Tower. And I'm glad we waited, because now we are going to have, the powered-up Iron Man. Powered-up Hitmonkey. On turn 5, cards cost 1 more. That is tough. We do not like that. Hopefully we draw Psylocke. Let's get boss down. I want to start playing some cards here, so we're going to get Angela and boss down. There's Sunspot. We're not worried about Sunspot. Perfect. That was the exact draw that we needed. That will still allow us to go Iron Man on 5. Do we want to play Hitmonkey here? Probably not. I think we're going to hold. Yep, that's fine. We have that extra energy, so we are going to get Iron Man down. Stark Tower, of course, because we're going to get the most benefit there. Looks like, are they just trying to ride out Sunspot here? Because we've definitely won Stark Tower now, right? The question is, where do we go from there? We could just abandon... Daily Bugle, but I don't like leaving one lane completely open if I can help it. So I think Mystique into Hitmonkey over here is probably the right bet. That should get us over the hump there, and then they've got to play there, so let's do that. Mystique comes down, copying Iron Man, so we should be up in that lane. There we go. And then Hitmonkey, in case of like a Galactus or something right here. It's a Devil Dino. Not going to matter. We're going to end up getting that dub. And, no Mr. Negative, no problem. We can still get the job done. Let's go, baby. All right, here we go. Hopping right into another one. Man, I have not seen Mr. Negative in my opening hand all day. Really nice hand to get boss down, though. Adam's going to allow us to start digging through our deck a little bit. I'm surprised that they're playing into New York, given that you can, move cards on turn 6 to that location. Death's Domain is a little bit tough. There is Mr. Negative. Do we play now? We're going to have limited slots here. We can definitely play Mr. Negative here. Do we want to get something else down? I would rather save Adam for after Mr. Negative has gone off. That feels fine. I think we're kind of even there. Lemuria, that's actually okay. Nice. We can Mr. Negative into Death's Domain, and then we can Magic. That is going to be our play here. question is, I don't think we play anything, but I wouldn't mind getting Adam down in New York. I think we're going to, just to kind of get some cards out of our hand and prepare for Mr. Negative here. So now's a good time for Mr. Negative to go off. It's going to be perfect. The only problem is we don't have Jane in our hand, so we're not going to be able to draw them, you know, through her. We're just going to have to draw them naturally. Adam is going to help us here, though. That is going to be huge for us. Mr. Negative goes. That's perfect. They're dropping Bishop and a Wolfsbane. That's a pretty strong lane. Knowing that they can move it next turn. Ooh, that's huge, though. We love seeing that. And just to help ourselves out a little bit, Magic is going to come down, giving us, you know, another 2 turns here. They're dropping Sarah. That's a pretty nice play. This is turning out to be a really, really nice game here. Definitely very, very kind of up in the air on who's going to win here. What are we drawing? We do draw Jane. That is not what we would have wanted. I would love to get some power down here to draw another card. And that makes me think I should move. Let's move Bast, drop Iron Man. And I kind of like the idea of playing Psylocke as well. Psylocke and Hitmonkey. They're going to snap. I think we're okay. I think we're fine with this. We're playing 2 cards ahead, so Hitmonkey's going to gain 4. He's going to be 7. I think we like where we're at. They drop Nova. Killmonger to buff everything. Okay. That gets rid of our boss, which is actually fine. Are we still ahead in New York? I think we are. Because we're at 8. We should be at 16. Hitmonkey coming down. Oh, we're going to be barely ahead, which is going to allow us to get that draw off, which is going to be huge. We probably should have played Iron Man last in case we get Mystique here. But, you know, not much we can do about it at this point. And I'm a little bit sad that we didn't do it now that we hit Mystique. So a little bit of a mistake there. They're going to retreat anyway, though. So it ends up being okay. We definitely made a mistake there, though. We would have much rather played Iron Man last in case we did hit Mystique, which we did. But, you know, we didn't. You know, we wanted to get Hitmonkey down last. Not really any reason because it doesn't matter if he's played last or not. So a little bit of a mistake, but it ended up okay. Okay, hopping right into the next one. We've got Negative, we've got Thor, we've got Jane. We've got kind of everything we need. I wish Iron Man was in the deck, but you know it's not a big deal. We can still get some work done here. Hopefully we draw Psylocke so we can get Mr. Negative out. That would be like the perfect draw here. They're gonna take their time, I guess. Very, very important. Turn 1, and it's a Korg. We don't like that because we are going to end up drawing that rock now. Do we want to play Bast? It helps our Iron Man. And I guess the question would be, where would we play it? Quantum Tunnel makes the most sense. I guess let's do it. Let's get Bast down onto the Quantum Tunnel. Hurts our Jane, but more than makes up for it through Iron Man and, you know, even Mr. Negative there. Magic coming through is actually great. That is, like, perfect. We couldn't have asked for a better card to come out now. Everything else stayed in our deck. We can get Thor down as well. I mean, we could Bast again. Nah, there's no reason. We could have Basted again just to give them a crappy card, but I think we'd rather just keep what we've got and move on here. They're playing into the Mirror Dimension again. Debris, so some sort of a junk deck. That's going to be a little bit tough just because of what we want to do here. So I guess it's a really nice thing that we already hit Mr. Negative there. And all of our other 0 power cards are going to be in our deck. So we've got Adam, Angela, Hitmonkey, and Mystique all hanging out in our deck right now. Viper, yeah, they're just throwing junk on over. Iceman hitting Bast is actually the perfect thing for for it to hit. There is Hitmonkey. So Jane's definitely going to come down and draw us the rest of those 0 costs. And then next turn will be Iron Man, and then turn 7 will be everything else. Maybe we can even get Valkyrie off here to turn this into a little something something. What is that? Blue Marvel. They've got a nice game plan here. I think we could still beat them here. There's our Mystique, perfect, and Mjolnir. So this Thor lane looks really, really nice. I think that's all we want to do for now. And then pass. And then next turn will be Mystique plus Mystique here. Valkyrie here. Mjolnir here. And then Hitmonkey there. And they're going to retreat. They already know they're in trouble. That's one of the hard things with this deck is a lot of times they can kind of see the writing on the wall that you're going to get the dub. So they end up retreating. But, hey, a win's a win. So we'll take that cube and we'll move on. All right. So we've got Bast, Adam, and Psylocke. But still no sign of Mr. Negative. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm ever going to see him in my opening hand here. But it's crazy. We are still getting wins with this deck even without him. So as long as you play it right, you're kind of okay. I'd much rather see him, but of course it hits Adam. It always hits the thing you don't want it to hit. At least here, you know, we can drop Psylocke fairly comfortably knowing that, you know, if we hit Mr. Negative here, great. If not, you know, it's not the end of the world. We can at least play Thor. If we hit Mr. Negative, we are in big business, though, because then we will shuffle and we'll get a bunch of new cards. Instead, we hit Mystique. That doesn't really help us a whole lot. Playing Adam might be our best bet. They're dropping Shuri. Alright. Okay, if you say so. They don't have any protection on it, though. They don't have any, you know, any sort of... There's Mr. Negative. We could do Negative now, then Magic, then Jane, and hopefully win the game here. Alright, Negative's coming down. Arrow. That's a pretty nice play. That's great for us, though, here with Adam. We do hit Valkyrie as well, and we can extend with Magic. But how many other 0 costs are in our deck right now? We've got Angela and Iron Man. Is that it? I feel like Magicking is still the way to go. There's a Taskmaster. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice play there. And then I think we want to Jane into... We want to leave this open, right? So we'd rather just Jane right into the Eternity range. And then we can pop off with everything else next turn. Literally everything else next turn. Armor to protect. That's a good call. And a Cosmo. Which honestly is fine. That doesn't really hurt us. We can still win this. So the question is, how do we want to win this, right? I think we know we're going to Valkyrie here. So this should give us this lane. I feel like Angela, Iron Man, Mystique, Hitmonkey. I think that does it. I think that should do it. I think we might lose Superflow either way, but we're doubling up with Mystique. He can't pull us because he's already played Arrow. What has he got? A Kang, so he wants to see our play. Let's see if he's got any way to disrupt this, or if he's just going to go ahead and say, you can have it. All right, Kang's gone. Do we change what we're doing at all? Yeah, they knew. He saw it. We had the big bomb finish. We just couldn't get the full cubes thanks to Kang there. But hey, another victory. Let's go. Wow, look at that. We finally have Mr. Negative in our opening hand. It feels like forever since the last time we saw him. Psylocke here is the only thing that could make it better, and of course not. Wishful thinking, I guess. Luke Cage. Okay. That's interesting because, oh, we like that. Now just make sure we don't draw a 0 power. Okay, that's perfect. So we are going to get Mr. Negative down here. And then we can Thor and Boss next turn. Do we want to do that? What's the benefit of playing Boss next turn? It's hitting Mystique, right? It hurts our Thor. They're playing their own Boss. We got our negative down, though. There's magic, so that is awesome as well. So I think our best bet, honestly, is just to play magic and extend the game here. And Throne Room feels like a good spot to do that, knowing next turn we can Jane. I would not, be surprised to see him concede right here. Once they see Jane come down. There's Angela. Angela into Jane. Yeah, probably. Angela into Jane. And we're going to draw a bunch of really nice cards here. There's Sarah. I mean, we're setting up for a much nicer turn 6-7 than he is. We even have Valkyrie ready to go. Not that Valkyrie's going to help us a whole lot, right? So I guess now the question is, what else do we play? Do we even play Thor? I like to kind of keep competitive in each lane. We know we're going to play Thor. Next turn, we could go Iron Man, Mystique, Adam, Boss, Hitmonkey. We could also use Valkyrie instead of Mystique. I think Thor's the only play we want to make here for now. Because drawing Mjolnir would be really, really nice. Makes us super competitive in Fist Tower. M'Baku comes down. Hazmat. And Absorbing Man. Really, really nice play by them there. We do hit Psylocke, so I think we're going to have to compete for these right 2 lanes here. We don't have any value out of playing Valkyrie. And I think we just give up Fist Tower. So I think we're going to just load up everything in these 2 lanes. Starting with Iron Man. Mystique. I think those are the clearest options here. And then I think we need to play... It doesn't matter too much, right? We can go Adam, Psylocke, Hitmonkey, Bast. This should be a nasty turn 7. I think we get this done. Let's go. Let's see what they've got. A Mysterio, that's fine. I think we're well above where they can reach us, right? No way. This should be a nice, easy victory here. And there's our double up on the Angela lane. That should be enough right there, right? We should see a massive Hitmonkey, though. Psylocke coming down. Hitmonkey going absolutely insane. 12 power. And we're going to get a huge victory here. There's Mjolnir showing up late. Not really going to matter. Look at that power output. That is just nuts. But, wow. We got it done. This feels like a really good spot to end off. I've had a ton of fun playing this deck. Hitmonkey he's been pretty good in it. But, I mean, we all know how powerful Mr. Negative can be. But this is definitely one of my favorite Hitmonkey, Mr. Negative decks right now. As you can see, you can kind of just pop off in your last couple turns. And even if you don't hit Mr. Negative like we didn't in most of our games, you can still get the dub. So either way, you're feeling pretty good about your chances here. So now would be a good time, if you made it all the way through, to go ahead and hit that like button for me. And subscribe if you haven't, as it really does help me out. But until the next one, remember, have some fun.